I sure hope nobody's watching this.
Another thing about Marcelo is you never see that guy without a smile on his face. I don't think I've ever seen a sad-faced Marcelo.
The happiest man I've ever seen. Marcelo is so cool, man. I've trained up there in Manhattan with him a couple times. He's good friends with Matt Arroyo, my head coach. We go up there and cross train with him. We haven't been in a while, but we need to go back up there again and go check him out.
Yeah, he's awesome. I love him. I don't love that he squeezed my neck 2 times.
That's right. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but you know,
we competed 2 times. The first time was like a submission wrestling campus. It was a show that I have back in the day in Brazil, early 2000s.
I've seen that video too. That's the one where he has the little red shorts on and the curly hair, right? Yeah,
man, like he tapped everybody so fast in that tournament.
Yeah.
And then with years later, ADCC on the absolute we competed, and then he finished me on the overtime.
Who do you think is the greatest guy to ever do it?
Jiu-jitsu? Man, that's a very hard question.
Give me a top 3 because everybody's got a top 3.
Even top 3 so hard.
Top 3 is hard. You know,
I'm not like because sometimes people they stay on the fence, right? They don't want to say something,
right?
And it's not that. It's because
I'm gonna make you say it.
It's because I have seen so many generations, and the sport evolved. That I think that athletes today are way better than athletes that when I was a kid watching black belts, for example.
Right.
You know, and then the game evolved a lot. So I can say that when I was a kid, like, and then like growing up, teenager, like Ricardo Liborio, Amaury Bittetti, Mario Sperry, those guys are like X-Men for me.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Those guys are X-Men for me. And then became like the Saulo Roleta, like, and then man, have the lightweights. Léo Santos, Léo Vieira, Vitor Shaolin, Márcio Feitosa. Yeah. Man, those 4 compete was like insane. Every tournament a different one winning.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds to me like it really depends on the era.
So if you ask my favorite competitor of all time, so I'm not saying the best jiu-jitsu guy.
Right, exactly. Because there's different things that you can gauge the greatest of all time on. You can, if you're gonna go by titles and whatnot, you're probably gonna look at like Roger Gracie or something like that. But if you're gonna go by like just your favorite guy you ever saw do jiu-jitsu, something that's just amazing.
I'm gonna say in three ways. I'm gonna say my favorite competitor, the one that impressed me most, and the one that I compete against.
Yeah.
Okay, so my favorite competitor, I think probably Shanji, because he got black belt like kind of like me, like early 2000s, so 2001, and he's still competitive nowadays with the adults.
Oh yeah, he is.
Done, right?
Yeah. So and you can see that the physicality is not the same anymore. But his technical side is so on point that he's able. He doesn't win everything. He loses matches like lately, right? But you can see that he's competitive,
right,
against anyone,
against these young 25-year-old super athletes.
I loved watching him armbar Rustam Chavez.
That's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. When he armbar, because nobody submits Chestev. That guy's a machine.
Let's not even like just remember his match against Buchecha on the Absolute.
Right.
That he lost, but remember the match? It was crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then so for me, I think maybe he's the best. Not the best, but the favorite competitor.
The guy you think won the most. That is like the greatest like competitor guy. I got you.
Yeah, it's like a guy that I compete against. That I felt that in some points of the match, I felt like there is no way that I can beat that guy. Was Roger Gracie.
Yeah. Oh, you competed against Roger?
Yeah, twice.
Great, man.
And then I start ahead both times. One time I swept him, another time I threw him. But when he got on his positions, I felt like no matter what, I knew I was going to tap.
Right.
Was like a countdown.
Wow.
What do you think are some of the things that make Hodger so good? Do you think it's just his size, or is it a combination of his size and the ability to use the technique with that?
Precision.
Yeah.
You don't see him losing a submission position.
No, he doesn't. You're exactly. He doesn't give it. He doesn't, dude. He does not mess up. When he was that match with him against Pacheco was amazing. It was like textbook. He never. Once he gets you in a bad position, he never screws up.
And wasn't there a year where Hodger went to like the Worlds or something, and he finished everyone with a cross collar choke from Mount?
Yes, including me.
I hope that's not me pouring salt on a wound.
He has. I think he has the highest finish rate in the IBJJF history.
Yes, if you look the few match that he lost were a match that he wasn't able to get in a submission position.
Right.
Besides one match against Jacaré that he broke Jacaré arm.
Right. Right.
You know, and then that for me is the third guy, like Jacaré. For me, he's the most impressive that I seen, and like he could have been like the greatest, but he compete like less than 2 years as a black belt.
Yeah,
because
he was just at our school. He trains in Orlando, which is about an hour away from him. I've trained with him a few times, and he was just at our academy teaching a seminar, and some absolutely amazing seminar that it's amazing just to see his mind work on the levels that it worked, because he wasn't even like he had anything planned. He was just like, okay, I'm going to show you this leg sweep now, and it's like this was like the most amazing leg sweep I've ever seen. He just literally just picked it out of his brain. You know what I mean? But we talked about that match with Hodger. We talked about how he only competed for 2 years and he left to go do MMA because he just wasn't really making any money doing jiu-jitsu.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was really only competitive, on a high level for 2 years.
Yeah, but like, and then like those are the three. But of course, I have so many, like Bruno Malfacini, Tegueira, like you go like Shaolin, Robson Moura, man, like Saulo Ribeiro, like Bochecha, of course.
Who are some of the guys now that you think are good? Are the best?
Yeah, the next generation.
The next generation.
Man, the guy that impressed me, the next generation, then I have to, because there's a lot of new like guys coming up, right? So I would say like, is still winning. Is still winning for me. The most impressive is Lucas Lepre,
right?
Because his first world title was back in 2007.
Yeah.
We're in 2019,
right.
And like he lost European halfway decision, but he's still the number one lightweight in the world.
Right.
He's the current world champion.
Right.
But like from the new generation, so I have some guys that impress me, like Isaac Bayense. He impressed me a lot. Very dynamic. I think the best athlete, and then can become the best jiu-jitsu compared to the world, is Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, he's big. Yeah,
he is on fire. This guy,
he's a monster.
Yeah, he, like, for me. So I remember like his first year as a black belt, 2006, like 2016. Sorry, 2006. 2016. I have a Super League Grand Prix for BJJF, and then they asked me, Grace Mag asked me like, if who was the best athlete on the bracket, and then I asked them as a question, you ask me the best athlete or the best competitor? And then the reporter looked to me like, what do you mean? I was like, oh, the best athlete for me is Muhammad, and it was his first year as a black belt. So I'm talking about like, I think he's a guy that any sport that he would play, he would
sure,
right.
Yeah,
right.
And then you put that, like, he's a talent guy, but talent and skill are different things that people get confused, right? And so he's a talent guy that improving his skills all the time, man.
Right.
Like
he's only gonna get better.
I brought him last year to my school. He's gonna come in like in a few weeks. He's gonna come back here. If I survive that, I think I'm still doing okay.
Well, we think you're doing okay anyway, Bruno.
You're still doing all right, man.
For 1 week. So if after that you got I call you guys and hey, I'm still alive.